All right, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about these, thine, thou, your, yours, all that kind of stuff. And hopefully by the end of this video, you have a little bit of a better understanding of reading the King James Bible. So we're going to start off with the word thou. The word thou is a singular word, meaning you are talking to one person. So, for example, if I were to say, thou art lovely today, you're talking to one person. You're not talking to a mass crowd. If I were to say, I will give it to thee, you're talking about giving something to the one person, again, not to the masses. So if I were to say, use the word thy, I could say something like open thy mouth, meaning it's yours, so it's possessive, but it's your thing. If it was plural, but it's still yours, like your stuff, I could say something like open thine eyes. So that means that's plural. Another example of plural would be if you use the word ye, like Jesus with his Sermon on the Mount would say, ye have heard it said that thou shalt not kill. But I say unto you that anyone that looks onto someone and says, thou fool, is in danger of hellfire. So that would be an example of ye. So when he's saying ye, that's to the masses, it's not to one person. If you're to use the word you in plural, you would say something like, woe unto you, meaning all you people that are listening to this, not just you. Because if it was just you, I would say thou. So this is when you get into reading the New King Version, New King James Version, they take out all of this stuff. So when you see the word you may not necessarily know if he's talking to Nicodemus or if he's talking to a mass unless you see the word and Jesus spoke to Nicodemus and said, now you know, okay, it's just between them two. Those two people, I should say. It's bad English, isn't it? Uh, so if you're talking plural, like with the word your, you can have your or yours. So if we're saying your, you could say something like that your sins may be blotted out, meaning you have a bunch of baggage there, but it's yours. So instead of saying yours, you're saying your sins, which is that belongs to you, but it's a whole bunch of stuff. Another way of saying yours as plural would be the battle is not yours, but God's. So that's another way you could say yours. So again, when you're going through the Bible and you see the word thou, think of it as a person that's speaking to somebody that's inferior, or they could be a lower class person. Maybe it's an intimate setting, like with Jesus and Nicodemus, like Nicodemus approaching Jesus late at night. Could be something like that. Or it could be expressing familiarity. When you hear thou, it could mean somebody is actually familiar with the person that they are with. Another thing that thou could actually mean is to show scorn or contempt. So when Jesus was on trial and Pilate asked him, what did he say? He said, art thou a king? And then Jesus said, thou sayest. And in another version, he says, did you say this, or did someone else put you up to this? It's almost condescending in some ways because let's face it, Jesus is a king. So when Pilate realized who he was speaking to and that this was an innocent man, he tried to free Jesus because he kept asking him, are you a king? Art thou a king? Meaning he's talking to him. And Jesus said, is this something that you say, or is this someone else putting you up to this? So that when you read that, you'll actually begin to see that, hey, there is a little bit of upper lower class thing going on with Jesus and Pilate, which is kind of interesting. If Jesus would have said you, that would mean he's inferior to Pilate. So it just kind of shows if you ever see you or thou, that just kind of mixes it up a little bit. Um, Shows respect. So if you hear someone say you, it also shows a little bit of respect that you're a bit of a lower class. So hopefully that helps out. I know at times it could be confusing, but once you start studying the Old English, it's actually kind of fun after a while. And there's lots of golden nuggets in the King James Bible. I absolutely love it. I read it all the time. Every morning I get up and read, in the afternoon, spend time reading it, and then also in the evening as well. It's a fun book. Get lots out of it. Don't let anybody scare you away by saying it's too complicated and all that kind of stuff. It's not. It actually flows quite nicely as well when you're reading it. And I find it's way easier to read nowadays. So hopefully you get something out of it. Hopefully you learn something. I'm not an English major by any means, but I thought I would just share this video. So if you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel and feel free to comment. Let me know what version you're reading as well. Thanks for watching.